Hello there. Good morning to you. Good afternoon to you. And good evening to you from wherever you are joining us. It is Mayegun Live. Thank you so much for joining me. It is time, after reading the caption of the broadcast, the description of the broadcast, and liked the video, share it to invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends, and tell all of them that Mayegun today. Amaka, patience, some badger, a Canadian-based or a Canada-based Igbo lady has taken the bigotry or the bigotry Olympics that the Ronukus in Yoruba land have been playing with their fellow Ronukus of, should I say Biafra? I would say of Igbo land. On social media, one of them seems to have misfired. Amaka, patience, some badger. She would love all Igbos to begin to poison their Yoruba colleagues at work. Slow death. Same fate should be served their Benin, counterparts. If you have a Benin work colleague, that's what patience, Amaka. Or it is feeding fat into the Tifnumbu's divisive narratives. We'll call it out. Thank you. But today, first, good morning to you once again. Good afternoon to you. And good evening to you as you tune in tonight. This is Mayegun Live. Last night, a recorded conversation on TikTok made it to other social media platforms like we have done in the past to bring it to your attention, the spread, or should we say, the normalization of tribal bigotry laced with hatred, mostly politically sponsored. And I'm happy tonight, before we go into this fully, the reason why you are watching this at first is to let you know that Nigeria is a place where the first people genuinely can't really wait to kill themselves at any given opportunity. Usually, it used to be like a pocket of this and that until APC, Egbekegbe came. Hatred, tribal bigotry, religious supremacy, chaos everywhere. And the damaged people from that contraption across the entire space have helped the political class to institutionalize this. Before we came on, I saw someone who actually dropped a comment and said, oh, she's not Igbo. She's probably a Yoruba that speaks Igbo. Continue to defend the Igbos in that slow way. IBO, Igbos. And I get the message. To them, calling out the minute few politically indoctrinated, hateful morons, losers from Yoruba land, who because of one man, a drug dealer, Tifnumbu, decided to want to change the trajectory of the entire Yoruba race. So we called them out. They were not comfortable. To them, it was an act of defending the people they hate, the Igbos, right? They hate the Igbos. But Yorubas don't hate Igbos. Igbos don't hate Yorubas. But there are remnants like this who are minute member and they're loud. So calling them out can make them feel like an attack on what? Or sorry, a defense of the people they hate. And I remember that the reason why you have to call out all these tribal bigots from every tribe, wherever you see them, is number one, they are not speaking for you. They are not representing you. Yeah, they may be speaking to the hatred that some of us, I will say us now, our biases and prejudices, right? Some of these things that we have against ourselves, that some of us somehow, thank God for exposure or maybe education to some extent, right? That you have managed to put somewhere. All the things you have heard about one another, that you've managed to put somewhere and decided to pretend that, you know what, this bigotry thing is not my thing. But there are those that actually couldn't keep it that way. And those are the people who further help to spread the narrative of that hatred. And it suits so well with APC, especially with Tifnumbu and gang. So we exposed every act of bigotry from anywhere because they do not speak for you. I have done a lot of series on this, by the way, by making everybody understand that you are just a fool if you are from any part of Nigeria and choose to blame any other part of Nigeria for whatever you call your own marginalization or what have you, right? Without actually holding the people who are comfortable, right? United as one Nigeria, the Nigerian elite. I've called that out many times. So that is why when you see those who pushes tribal hatred, tribal bigotry, right? The way you will know that they do not speak for the majority is because they despise anybody from their own, what do you call it? Ethnic association back, right? That calls them to order and say, what you are doing doesn't make any sense. All this energy that you are dissipating. I mean, come on, look at us. It is the same hatred they have or they have been made to have for other people, right? That are not really responsible for them forever, for whatever situation you find yourself, I'll say. So they believe that you are defending the people they hate. Therefore, you are the enemy too. Unfortunately, the only way to destroy tribal bigotry, indeed, is to ensure that you call them out from every space you find them. I came here the last time when some unfortunate souls, unprovoked, launched an attack on the Oba of Binis, and we're like, you know me, I'm always like curious person, right? To the point I wanted to know what happened. And they said, oh yeah, they have been abusing themselves on on TikTok. Because of that, it was, they the Igbos' response to what? To kind of, in their response to the Binis abusing the Igbos, okay? So the Binis, the Igbos, therefore, attacked the Oba of Benin and they called him gay, this, that, and all that. I was like, okay, but this seems to kind of like staged. So we dug deeper and we discovered that 4 of them, out of those who were kind of making all those inflammatory statements, when I said unprovoked, usually we will say, if Adeboye say something, you'll be like, why you know day your day? You get, why do you have to say that to the, but this Oba no say anything. So we now found out that 2 of them were Yorubas, one of them and a BBO man from Akwa Ibom. And I presented all the evidence here, didn't I? Few days after that, another lunatic from South Africa, thinking it was like, an invincible tool, okay, encouraging the Igbos to burn down Lagos. Like, what the heck? Okay, yeah, they said the Igbos must go. Remember that Igbo must go. Then this guy sat in South Africa. You remember that time? And guess what? Majority of the Igbos that came across that condemned the words and the usage and all of that. And we discovered that he had no single investment or anything right there in Lagos, which means those who really have their stuff there will not kind of wake up and say, let us burn everything down. We condemned him here. Have you forgotten? The only way to defeat bigotry, politically sponsored narrative, bigoted narratives, hatred, as you have it in Nigeria, the only way to defeat it, I still believe, is to never stop calling it out. Remember this guy?
Fight to the last, with the last blood. It's better you people rise, stop this here nonsense. Igbos who live in Lagos, open your eyes. Don't sleep with your 2 eyes. And when somebody push you, push back. You people should come together now. When they are shouting, Igbos must go. Plan how you defend yourself. Plan how you defend your property. Plan how you throw them inside lagoon. First of all, when he started, go straight to Oba, throw him inside the lagoon. Burn down Lagos. If they want to, if they started this nonsense. What is wrong with you?
Nuisance, Lele.
You remember? And a lot of Igbos were like, no, he's not speaking for us. Which is true. And we kind of all condemn that here. And I still believe strongly that the only way to defeat this politically sponsored bigotry, like I said as well, I'm not saying we were not raised to be bigoted anyway. We were raised. We just didn't notice it until APC, Egbekegbe, took over Nigeria. And then it became the weaponized tool to keep us, right, energized while we are aiming for our jugulars. And the criminals, they are busy, united, pillaging the land, impoverishing us more, even killing us more. Weaponized. Then we discovered that majority of those who actually promote this narrative of, violence, this hatred, even though you might say it's kind of like a, free world with free speech and the rest, it speaks a lot about them. And you see this particular lady, Amaka Patience, Sombaja, she sort of took it to another level. And this time around, I am trying to figure out the state of state of mental health. Because, according to her, the Yorubas, the Binis, they hate the Igbos. And therefore, every Igbo person who has a colleague or colleagues who are Yorubas abroad, she says she lives in Canada. we haven't really verified that. The image that is presented also hasn't really been fully verified. But because it's coming from an official handle, so we decided to kind of still hold that. I don't know. I kept looking straight into these eyes, right? And I'm like, I don't think somebody will say, me, I am a Yoruba man. I do not hate any Igbo. I do not hate anybody. Obviously, right? But that there could be people walking about, for example, in Nigeria that will just say, Yorubas hate us, or Igbos hate us. And then they get to a stage where they feel like they could just like come out on social media in this day and time and ask people to poison their colleagues slowly. It's not just her. The people, they were on that same page with her, laughing and kind of cheering her up and all that. No, this can't be somebody that's been so hot. Like, you want to find out what kind of, like, what do you think the Yorubas or the Binis did to her personally, which could be like personal experience, that she would love her fellow Igbos to kind of start a, kind of a slow kill, like just poison them. They won't die at once. They will be sick, they will be off and on, and then they will die. In our words.
Yeah, record me very, very well. Record
Exactly.
me.
We are going to give them
time to start poisoning the Yoruba and the Benin. Put poison for all una food for work. Put poison for una water. Make una dey buy one by one. Una go buy one day. Una go sick. I go put ota pia for inside una water, inside una food. Una no go see better. This kind of hate when I get for una so. It go last forever. For all of una food. Ota pia. What do they call that one? What do they call that rat?
Ota pia.
Eat and die.
Sniper.
I go they put them for all una food.
Sniper.
All una food for, if I go work tomorrow now, I go put them for Yoruba people food. Go tell government, oh yeah, I dey Canada, I dey Ontario. Oh yeah, hurry up. Hurry, fast. I go put otapia, I go put Ogbomosho, everything for inside una food. Una go dey hear small. Yoruba don't die, yo. Bini don't peme, una go dey hear am. Na me talk am. I want making the Igbo get that heart of wickedness. Una too dey quiet. Una too dey cool. Enough. It's enough. If you have a means of buying them, buy them. Any means of buying them, come up for road.
Clear.
Because they're too mumu, they are of no use to the society. Lot of prostitutes and everything.
You said, my brother, you said, let's not.
Good man.
Ashawo Kingdom. They say Bini Kingdom. Who they call them Bini Kingdom? They are Ashawo Kingdom.
Ẹni òfò ni ẹ ṣòfò láyé ẹ tún sí lálìkìyàmà ẹ̀yin rádaràda wọ̀nyí. Ẹni òfò ni ẹ ṣòfò láyé ẹ tún sí lálìkìyàmà ẹ̀yin rádaràda wọ̀nyí.
Apart from the fact that they are likely can't really do it, people like that can't really do anything before they get caught. And then people who like to want to excuse it, listen to me. Oh, this is not the moment you are going to begin to say, begin to give excuses, and I know. And I have had people who have said, oh, this one sounded like she's been right. How do you think her image was retrieved? Digital footprint is called. You can fake yourself. Yeah, you can. You can fake your whatever on social media, but you are not hidden. You are not really hidden. You're not. Then we've had people who have said, oh, now that, since the people have been doing bigotry against the Igbos, they're all over the place and all of that, now that the Igbos are fighting back, And everybody is now crying. No, bro. No. You are just a madman. That is not fighting back. That is somebody who is actually speaking out our own trauma. We don't know whatever that individual is going through in our own life. It speaks to let you know that even if you are living in denial, that Nigeria is more divided right now. That if people are given the opportunity to tell you how they feel about themselves, coming from all the different dramas that a lot of them have been through, even if you are living in denial, instances like this tells you the mindset of those who have been who have been destroyed by the successive institutions in Nigeria. And if you are still looking for how to understand how divided that contraption is, well, that's it for you. I believe she doesn't speak for the Igbos. Of course, I know. But do you think people who feel like that are not in Igbo land? Of course they are. The Ronukus that you are seeing from Yoruba land, the ones who attacked their own fellow Yorubas because they said they look like Igbo, the ones who have no strength to face the people who have denied them education, denied them, employment, denying them an economy that could have given them a better life. And they have been breeding them to hate the people who didn't take anything from them. Do you think there are not those who are actually really not much affected, but they have that same prejudice in Yoruba land where people are walking about with this hatred towards one another? And then you have the political class that continue to milk it. It continues to pop up in every conversation. So when you see someone like that, or you see a group of people like that, and you are someone who kind of believe in, what do you call that thing again? Equity, justice, fairness, and all those stuff, right? I'm talking about those of you who knows that if we are all going to be honest with ourselves, the people that wanted us to hate ourselves, or those who wanted us to continue to nurse whatever trauma or damages that they have done to you, those who have made it impossible for you to heal, even after living Nigeria for years. We have a lot of these people abroad, by the way, damaged people. When you see them in their gathering, they are not speaking for you. Because you know something, if you have such energy to hate anybody, it should be those who have or present or parade themselves as those speaking for you, representing you, but they are, of course, right, the weapons fashioned against you. So when you see people speaking like that or talking like that, it might be beyond just physical. This could be mental. And you might, because of your own little prejudice there, the one you have been trying to suppress and be like, oh, more. When was the last time you did see the politicians from Western Nigeria walk out of the National Assembly because the Nigeria won't let Amotekun carry a proper weapon to defend the forest of Yoruba land from the invasion of a Fulani terrorist? When last did you see that? They are doing all their party, and our people have been here. And the same thing with all the killings, with all of the demilitarization in the Eastern Nigeria. When last did you see the politicians from Eastern Nigeria walk out of National Assembly in protest? Until the Nigerian government withdraw the military, like, when did you see that? They are still there as friends. But you want to kind of dissipate your energy so much on, let us kill Yorubas. They hate us. Oh, it's true. We must chase all the Igbos away. They are taking our land. And what the hell is wrong with people? And then the next thing is to point fingers, make yourself feel good. I've told you this many times. On Mayegun's Diary Politico, when you come across conversations or topics or titles, they are they're like unconventional. They're not like the things you come across out there. They are stuff that kind of get you to look beyond the headlines, to look beyond the rage, the rant, to look beyond the hate and all these things, to see the driving force behind it and see what you are actually missing as well. So then others have said, you know what? If anyone is yet to be convinced that indeed the conversation around everybody go their separate ways, if you have never been convinced before, this should be your moment. It's going to get worse. There is no way out of this. And the way they are pushing it, I fear that, yeah, they probably will have their second civil war before anybody knows it. I mean, you know Rwanda, and then in Rwanda, the Tutsis and the Hutus, the hatred they have towards themselves, the institutionalized hatred at the time, whereby people hated themselves more than they hated the criminal politicians who were actually shot